Make sure you have my audio included.
That's not important. You don't need your audio in there.
All right, guys. As you can tell, this is a super important emergency. Okay, going again. Thankfully, we're doing this live, so nothing can be messed up. Uh, as I was saying, this is a super important emergency stream. Um, yeah, we're gonna what's the word? Cut our normal broadcast, our normal
Schedule?
and then we're gonna do emergency. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do what we've wanted to do, but I know if we made it into a video, no one was gonna watch it. So I thought, what would no one watch? They'll watch us not stream. So we're gonna do a stream, and then we're gonna do Marvel Rivals after, because no one was gonna watch it anyway. So now, definitely no one's gonna watch.
Yeah. So,
Um, yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna do a Marvel Rivals tier list. It's gonna be going over all the characters. Now this is completely subjective, or no, sorry, objective. I said that incorrect. We pretty much are. I mean, we're both in Diamond, so I mean, you guys definitely know where we're going with this. We're pretty much him, us.
we are the two above all.
Yeah. So with all that being said, we're gonna go with what we've got, and yeah. At the bottom, we've got please Jeff me. No explanation needed. That's the bottom of the tier list. In the second to bottom, we have just here for the jiggle. I think you also know what that means. In the middle, we have silver, which is, if you've played ranked, silver and gold is kind of like mid. So that's what these characters are. Then we have second to top, fun. So it's pretty fun of a character, or they're pretty good. They're just not the best. And then top is broken, right? Like these characters are like insta lock. Every team needs one of these kind of a character. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to do each class individually because, I think we can make those arguments for themselves within this own stream. So I think we can just get into it as we do. So
Yeah.
to start us off with, we have a really great healer. We have Adam Warlock. Now, when Adam Warlock first came out, I thought he was pretty good. Now, I still think he's okay. I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's really that great. I think his ultimate holds him back the most. They kind of nerfed and buffed his healing ability, right? They gave it a little bit more of a cooldown, but they also gave it a double stack. Whereas before it was just one time use before cooldown. So now you can stack it, which I think is really good. I think it's more of a buff than it is nerf. But I think his ultimate isn't really that great. Revive's nice, but I don't think there's very few times a revive really comes in clutch, right? Um, so, with all of that being said, I think he goes in the middle. I think he has some very redeeming qualities, but I just think there's usually a better healer that you should be going on, right? For if you want to go offensive for a good that. While he can hit hard, I think there's better healers for it. If you want great healers, I think there's better healers than him. If you want a great ult, I think there's better healing ults than him. So I think he's not bad, and he's not really the worst, but he's not really the best at anything. So I'd put him like right in the middle, like silver.
Fair enough. Yeah. The ultimate is really all that's holding him back from being a great. I mean, if great character in my opinion. If he had a healing ult, that would really take him from middle to top one. But I don't see a good use for him except for in like a triple support meta. As two healers, you probably shouldn't have Adam Warlock.
Yeah, and it also depends on which kind of team comp you have or which objective you have, because he does kind of need people to be closer together for his healing ability to work, right? It's not really a projectile, it's more of like a close range AoE. So that also kind of think sometimes uh, stuns his healing abilities. Next up, we have Winter Soldier. Now, I've played Winter Soldier maybe once or twice, um, but from what I've seen, I know he's really great. I think he doesn't go below fun or, I think you can make an argument for broken. I think in the right hands, his ultimate is one of the best, right? Just the fact that you can keep using it, and in almost every scenario, his ultimate really works with pretty much anybody else's ultimate, right? Like he can really work with anybody and get a lot of kills, or prime somebody else to get a lot of kills. So I think because of that, that really helps him. And then all of his abilities, secondary abilities, he's really great. You could say, maybe because he has only 3 bullets in the chamber for his basic, that maybe could stun it. But I think his reload time isn't too bad, so it's doable. And all of his other abilities, I think, make up for it. So I think he's definitely in fun. You can make a case for broken. I think he's definitely one of the top tier DPS in the game for sure. Is he, broken? No, I don't know. There's some counters out there, but you know, I don't know. What do you think, Ethan?
I think he's towards the top of fun because that's just what he is. His ult is just completely fun to use. You're gonna be able to get it multiple times if you're good at it. And if you're not great at it, it's still pretty good to get. And he's just an overall well-rounded character without it. Overall well-rounded character with a really good ult. Like his shoot that his secondary fire shoots flying characters out of the sky. That's a really good thing to have. His hook, you can steal tanks. Like there's a lot of versatility in his kit. And if you want, his pistol's close to hit scan. You can just shoot from the back the whole time. It's not hit scan. It's a little delay, but he's just overall a really good character. The only thing holding us back is not having a ton of health, but then again, he's not supposed to. So I don't really think there's anything negative about him. I think he's top of fun.
Yeah. Then we have Captain America, which I know he's had some buffs, and in the right hands, he can be elite, but I think he has a case for like one of the two worst tanks. I think it's between him and Groot, in my opinion. Um, and I like Groot, and I like Captain America. Captain America is one of my favorite tanks, but I think there's better tanks than him, especially now with the Thing. I think the Thing almost replaces Captain America in most avenues, right? It's what Captain America was good at for a while. Him and Thor and Venom were like your dive-in brawler tanks, right? Like they would get in the opponent's back line, mess things up, and just kind of dash out. Well, now you have two others, but then you add in the Thing. I mean, it seems like Captain America is probably the worst of your brawler slash dive-in tanks. And then because of that, I don't see him above Silver. And honestly, I think you could even put him just here for the jiggle. He's not bad, but like he's really not that great either. Like if you're looking for something in a tank, anything that Captain America can provide, there's a tank that can do better, right? That's just how I feel about it. So there's really not much redeeming. Even his ultimate's really not that great. It's not terrible, but it's really not that great.
Yeah, I think if you want someone who's gonna go in and just dive in tank, you're gonna want someone more like Venom, or someone who can do bit harder hits per hit like the Thing. The one redeeming quality he has is his shield, but that's tiny. His shield can reflect ults, can reflect a lot of shots, a Punisher turret right back into it. So that's something that can be great, but it's very small and pretty hard to use. I'm not gonna lie. So it's a higher skill ceiling, but for almost any other situation, if you want to be fast, I pick Venom. Venom can get out of the situations even faster than Captain America can. Like, I think he's overall well rounded, but just not excelling at any one thing. So I'd say top of just here for the jiggle, bottom silver. What do you think?
I'd probably put him just here for the jiggle.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is unfortunate because I thought Captain America had a lot of redeeming qualities for the first season, and when they updated him and gave him some buffs, I thought, okay, he'd be really great. And then the Thing came in and pretty much replaced him, right? Because for the most part, the meta is you have two tanks. If you have two tanks, one of them is more of a dive-in brawler, and the other one's kind of like your front line shielding, so a Strange or Magneto. And Cap isn't the best of either of those worlds, so like it's just kind of tough. He has potential, maybe more buffs down the line. We'll see. He's fun, and he's not really that bad, but like, I think there's always a better tank. You know what I mean? Which just sucks. Next up, we have Cloak and Dagger. I think Cloak and Dagger is a weird one because they're one of the easiest characters to use just for their aim assist, right? Like you just throw her basic out, and it tracks onto enemies and teammates, heals teammates, damages enemies. That's so nice. But I think what makes this character so much better. This is like the only character I'm on Lord right now, right? I'm pretty close to a couple of them, but right now Cloak and Dagger is the only one. The redemption for me is the cloak, right? The fact that you can, and it's not necessarily like an offensive tool, but it's a really good defensive tool, right? If I'm getting pushed by anybody, I switch to cloak and I'm able to start laying down heavy damage, blind them, and usually I'm able to disappear with cloak's second ability. That's like super super handy, right? In a meta where like everyone knows get the healer, the fact that you can lay out some damage and you can escape with your second character, I think is super super good. I think Cloak and Dagger is like a must-have character. They almost seem like a broken healer, right? Because like everything about their kit is good. There's not really anything about their kit that's bad. You could say maybe you could hope their basic does a little bit more healing, but I would argue they have so much else going on that I don't think it matters. I would put them at the top of healers. Um, I don't know. They're definitely the easiest. That also helps them, right? You think of gameplay wise, they're one of the easiest characters to get behind.
Yeah, I want to put it in broken honestly because I mean the skill ceiling is so high. If you want someone to just join in day one and play the game, just have them play dagger and they're really not gonna be bad. It's you're not gonna really have a problem. But when you get to the top tiers, you find out that cloak can block ults. You can have everyone get ready to get maximum pulse, and then all of a sudden cloak takes everyone to the dark force dimension. Like that is just broken right there in itself. Being able to be that on top of a healer, so offensive. That's a tank quality right there to be able to block ults. One of the best healers by itself. I don't think there's a downside to this character at all. I mean, I want to put it top broken. What do you think?
Yeah, I would put it top of Brogan. I think it's a case for the best healer.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we have Iron Fist, which is very, very interesting. Iron Fist, like day one, first month or two, everyone hated Iron Fist. Super annoying. And, there's still some games where Iron Fist is a bastard to deal with, right? Like, there's still some games that Iron Fist is the worst. But I think for the most part, the meta of Iron Fist and like being one of the better dive-ins is pretty much gone. Everyone's kind of, for the most part, as long as you've been playing the game, you kind of learn how to deal with him, right? I mean, there's still the occasional like Lord Iron Fist that is unstoppable, but that's kind of with every character, right? So I think for the most part, Iron Fist is kind of really fallen off in the meta. And when it comes to dive-ins, I think there's better ones now, unfortunately. I still think he's usable, um, but I just don't think he's at the height of his power anymore. I think there's better dive-ins. I think everyone's kind of, because he was so annoying for the first season. I think everyone's kind of learned how to counter him. So I'd put him in silver. I'd probably put him top of silver. I think he's still serviceable, but I don't think he's a powerhouse anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good tank beater, but then you go and try and flank the back line. Most of the time, the healers either have some survivability or something that makes it almost impossible for Iron Fist to solo them off. I mean, he's still a really good character, but his stage of being overpowered is definitely over.
Yeah. Then we have Groot. Now, Groot's fun. I think his kit is really fun. Um, I just don't really know what he's great at, unfortunately. Like I think he's very, serviceable. I don't think he's as bad as Captain America, but I often feel like a lot of group players don't really know how to use him to the best of his abilities. And then he just usually turns out to be mid, right? He's not really getting in the back lines that often. He's not really providing much of a front wall. I feel like he's more of just a defensive tank, and it can work. Um, so I think he's silver for me. But I don't know. I do like his ult. I think his ult is something that's underappreciated. His ult is pretty much a catalyst to set up all kinds of offensive ults, right? You grab everyone together, you hold them. I mean, like, come on, that's perfect, right? So, or it's really great for pulling a defensive ult out of a healer or a tank. So I think Groot definitely has its perks, but again, I just think there's better tanks. I I'm mostly speaking from a ranked and then also kind of speaking from like how easy is it to play. He's fun to play. He's not overly hard, but in ranked in like the meta that we're in now, he's not overly important and he's not overly useful. He's okay, he's serviceable, but there's much better, much more useful tanks. So I'd probably put him in silver. I'd probably put him below Iron Fist, but around Adam Warlock, before, after, somewhere in that area for me.
Yeah, I will say I'm probably gonna say everyone has a high skill ceiling, but that's just kind of how that works. I mean, there's gonna be the mid players, but Groot's pretty easy to pick up and just play. But then, unless you're gonna become a Groot main and only play Groot, most people don't get to that point where he's an overpowered character. He can be, but most people use his walls just as walls. They don't use it to whack, and that's a great aspect, but it's a hard thing to implement sometimes, and he's really slow. He's just the definition of a tank. A lot of health, builds walls, and I mean slow. That's just the definition of a tank right there. So all that being said, I agree with Silver. He's just there's nothing wrong with it, nothing great with him. I'm gonna put him above Adam Warlock because his ult is really a good redeeming quality, and as we went over, Adam Warlock doesn't have that. Do you agree with him above Adam Warlock?
Well, I literally said above or behind.
Okay.
Either one's
All right.
fine. I'd say he's on par with Adam Warlock. Like,
Yeah.
there's some redeeming qualities, but there's also like there's much better people in that position.
Yeah.
Um, Hawkeye. Hawkeye is weird for me because I know there's lots of people who feel the pains of Hawkeye, and while Hawkeye was kind of a menace the first season, I personally feel like I haven't seen a lot of Hawkeye, like struggling in my arena, my ranked, right, in Diamond. And all the way up to Diamond, I just feel like I haven't seen too much. Like, there's obviously the occasional Hawkeye who just obliterates a team, hits headshot after headshot with a powered shot. But like for the most part, I feel like it's not like a meta right now, right? Um, so when it comes to a like a backline sniper style of a DPS, I think Hawkeye is one of the better ones. But I still think Hell is a little bit better, right? Especially since she's got a little bit of a buff recently. Um, and so I think because of that, he can't go like broken, but I think he can go in fun, bottom of fun. You can make a case for bottom or top of silver. I think I can move around somewhere in that area. I don't think he's broken, and I don't think he's worse than silver. I think he's somewhere between fun and silver, somewhere in that area, either bottom of fun or top of silver for me.
Yeah, I mean, for the people just playing the game for the first time when it just came out, Hawkeye was overpowered because no one knew how to do anything. And if you're not getting heals, you need two shots, doesn't matter the charge, and you get kills. But now, I mean, if you want to get a kill with him, his reload time for his bow, not reload, but pulling out an arrow, that's enough time for people to usually get healed at least a good bit. So unless you're getting that one shot headshot, it's usually kind of hard to get someone who's in the center and actually get a kill on them. He's not bad by any means, and I think his ult is not great. I mean, it's a pretty good ult and great if you're getting chased down, but sometimes it's inconsistent. I've shot right through it before, and I've only played so much on Hawkeye, so I can imagine that's a reoccurring problem. But there's really nothing wrong with him other than that. He's just a sniper. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in that area seems fine. Then we have Hella. I think Hella has a case to being broken. I feel like since her first nerf, she doesn't deserve to be broken anymore. I think she's definitely tamed out. And I know they've kind of like given her a little bit of buffs recently, but I don't think it's brought her back to the same power she once was, where like she's every single Hella player is going like 37-2. I don't think those days are back on us. I think she's again very good. I think she's probably one of the best, like backline sniper DPSs that we have. So I'd put her above Hawkeye, above or below Winter Soldier, but I think she goes in the fun spot, so somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I'm gonna go above
And
Hawkeye.
she's fairly easy. Her kit's super easy too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go above Hawkeye, below Winter Soldier. I mean, she's just a very simple sniper. That's all it is. No scope, nothing. Just a very simple hit scan sniper. And one thing that's really fun about her too is her ult is actually really kind of amazing and almost broken. She gains 1,000 health and goes in the sky, and if you kill her 1,000 health in 10 seconds, she doesn't die. That's a little bit crazy to me, but I mean, I think I get a little bit less Hellas in our lobbies, just because we're not in PC, so it's a little bit harder to have that precise aim. But I mean,
That's true.
I can imagine Hella just wrecking a lobby if you find someone who plays CS:GO for a living and has perfect aim. I mean, that could be a big problem right there. And even in our console lobbies, we'll still get an occasional hello every once in a while who just won't die because anytime someone tries to push her, it's 3 headshots and a tank's dead. So, very high
Yeah.
skill ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's something else to mention. We're not on PC, so we're not on keyboard and mouse. And that's huge, right? Because, like, that would also change the meta in itself. So that's something to mention, too, from our perspective, right? Then we have Hulk. Hulk was a tank that I thought was useless for the first season. But through some buffs and just in general team up abilities, uh, I think Hulk has a lot to offer nowadays. I don't think he's the best dive in. I think that kind of goes to the Thing right now or Venom, one of those two. But Hulk is much more serviceable than I originally thought. I think he has a lot to offer. I would probably put him bottom of fun. I think he's not super easy to play. Something that I think is kind of hidden in his kit sometimes is his jump ability and how important that is, right? Like for the Thing and for the Venom, their abilities to dash and get out of places, they're on the Thing, right? But for the Hulk, it's his jump ability, which isn't really on the screen. It's not something you kind of remember when you're getting attacked, right? Whereas other guys, like, they're on the screen, you remember what to do, the button's there, you see where to go, right? It's just different. So I feel like sometimes the Hulk's not always easy to play. Um, and not that he's hard by any means, but I think, sometimes he can be hard.
Yeah.
Um, I'd probably put him bottom of fun for me.
Yeah, I think he goes right there. I don't think he's a better brawler really than the Thing or Venom, but one redeeming quality he definitely has is his shield. Him being able to shield every teammate around you. So if there's a big ult coming in, Magneto, Iron Man, Jeff, something like that, you can just cancel it all together. And it's really hard to use because it has a long cooldown and only so much time that it lasts. So you have to time it perfectly and make sure that it's on cooldown when ults are happening. So it's kind of hard to use, but if you can get that down, that's the case, that in the Iron Man team up where you'd use it over a Venom or the Thing, where you can cancel ults where those two really can't for the most part.
Yeah. Then we have Invisible Woman. I think Invisible Woman is kind of like since her release has really reached like the top 2 or 3 healers. Um, Again, because of like the defensive ability to attack, get away, push people. Her orb where she does damage and like pulls people to the center of it. All these things, I think she's really really great. And her ultimate is like top 2 or 3 for defensive ults, right? That also is really super powerful. I would, it's kind of hard. I'd put her very close to someone like Luna. It just kind of depends on what you're trying to get out of, right? Because Luna's like a one-man army, right? Like she can pretty much do everything really great. She's not super easy to play because you've got to hit your shots, right? And you do the same thing with Invisible Woman, but Invisible Woman has that shield. So like if you suck at aiming, you can still heal your teammates. Luna, you've got to hit those spots to heal your team, right? So it's kind of hard sometimes to get a lot of good healing with Luna. So it's depending on like how good of a player you are at the game, how good aim you have, what your team comp look like, right? Somewhere in that area, that would be the tiebreaker between Luna and Invisible Woman. I don't know. I'd say broken, but I think you could definitely make a case for it. I see a Invisible Woman. I feel like almost every game nowadays, and I see them have very few deaths, and I see them usually do good on healing. So I don't know. She's very good. I think she's either somewhere in the fun area, but you can make a case for broken for sure.
I'm gonna put her top of fun. One thing that's also great about her healing, it's not like Luna Snows where it just heals. The fact that invisibility plays a bigger role than I thought. I was like, oh cool, invisibility, but if they walk in there, it's everyone can see, who cares? I have seen many times where an Iron Man will just maximum pulse in there, thinking he's getting 5 players, and then no one's where he shoots. Or that's a great counter for a Punisher ult, where a Punisher can out damage a Cloak and Dagger ult, but you can't out damage them if you can't see them. So it's really great for that. And then on top of that, the amount of finishes I've gotten with her push pull, like that does a good bit of damage too. And her orb being able to shoot flying characters out of the sky, it's another really well rounded healer. That's really what she is.
Yeah. Then we have Iron Man. Iron Man is fun. I don't care what anyone says. Iron Man has lots of fun abilities. He's easy to use. I think if you come to the game and you want to play DPS, but you don't want to like get into the nitty gritty and learn how to use every combo and all these things, learn all the techs, Iron Man is the first character I'd recommend to anybody. He's super easy. He's super fun. He has great team up abilities with other teams, with other players. I'd put him in the fun area, right? I'd put him right above Hulk, somewhere in that area. I think he's very versatile. Obviously, there's terrible Iron Man players out there, but like in general, it's not very often you see a terrible Iron Man, right? Like for the most part, you just see an annoying Iron Man who went like 500, right? Like 10 kills, 11 deaths, or vice versa, right? For the most part. So he's a fun character. He's easy to use. I think that puts him in fun, and I think the elite Iron Mans are really good, right? An elite Iron Man is super, super dangerous.
Yeah, that Unibeam is really damaging with or without the Hulk team up. If you have someone with really good aim that wants to get it's a high skill ceiling and a really easy character to play, and one of the easiest ults to use. You shoot and it kills where you shoot. I'd say it goes above Hulk. What do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly where I put it.
Okay.
Then we have Jeff the Shark. Jeff is another interesting character, right? Day one, first month, first season, he was meta. He was fun. Everyone loved his ult. He's kind of died off. People realize when it comes to a healer, he's not that great. In fact, most people, their argument for him is he's good when you have a triple healers lineup, right? Because he can just kind of splash, do damage, and then also hide really easily. That's not much of an argument, right? I want an argument that, oh, this guy can single heal carry. Right? Like that's a great argument for a great healer. Jeff's only redeeming quality to me personally is the fact that he has a great ult and he can hide underneath the ground, so he can be really annoying to hunt down and kill. He can take a whole character out of the game just because they're trying to hunt him and kill him. But that's also taking himself out too, right? So like, it's a double-edged sword with that one. So I'd put him just here for the jiggle. Like I don't think he's the worst. That's safe for a special someone else on this list. But I definitely think he's one of the worst healers. I don't think there's a lot of redeeming qualities about him.
Yeah, one of the things that I kept making the mental argument that he's not that bad. His bubbles can be placed out, and then whenever your team needs them, they just walk into him. Well, the thing is, if you're playing a public lobby and you're not with a group of 6 teammates, you're gonna have one random, 6 like friends in a party all together coordinating. You're gonna have one random go in there and eat all 6 bubbles at once, which means your only healing is your primary, which is slower than most healers' damage output. Like, it doesn't heal fast enough. The redeeming quality definitely is the ultimate, being able to eat all 6 teammates, but most of the time you're only going to get 2, 3 if you're lucky, or 4. But yeah, not great. It doesn't excel at any one thing.
Yeah. Then we have Loki. Loki's fun. I think that's the best way to put him. He's okay. He's very similar to Warlock, but the fact that I think his ultimate is pretty much whatever you want it to be is really awesome, right? That's super great. That's useful. That's very plug and play viable to the game. And his other healing abilities, I think, are also really strong. His lamp post that he puts out, those are really underrated sometimes. They can stop some ults, right? So that's super, super helpful. I'd probably put him somewhere in bottom of fund. He's great. He's good, but he's not the best healer, right? There's better healers than him, but he's very, 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 very viable. I don't really know what's like the worst quality about him, but I just know that I think there's better healers, and that's like the best argument I can make, right? I definitely put him in the fun though. He's a top tier healer.
Yeah. I'm gonna put him. What do you think? Below Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just put him below Invisible Woman somewhere on that list.
yeah. We'll move it around later maybe, but I think one of the things that's negative about him is his primary fire healing. One shot isn't really going to heal very much, and I find so many times when I play Loki, I have two clones out and I'm shooting someone to heal. One shot will hit because I'm right there looking at the guy, and then one of the next two just misses because they're still actively moving. So, I mean, while it's great when you're shooting down a choke point and everyone's in the same place and you're healing and damaging at the same point, there's no healer on this list that can't do that exact same thing that I just said. So why would you pick Loki for that? His totems are amazing, and being able to choose your ult as a defensive ult if you need, as an attacking ult if you see a good opportunity, or switching to a character and using it to cancel an ult. You could switch to Penny, web the enemy, Scarlet Witch that's mid ult. Like the possibilities are limitless with Loki, and the clones as well. Like it's a great character overall, and the ult is the best thing about it. But the healing output just isn't always the same, and I think a target lock heal is very, very necessary if you don't want to have a high skill ceiling healer.
Then we have Luna. I think Luna has an argument to be the best healer. Just her kit is super, super great. Her ultimate, I think, is the best ultimate, just because it's so versatile, right? Like, if you're all healed, okay, let's turn up the heat and let's damage boost everybody, right? Like, it's the best of both worlds, and the healing ability is really, really great. Like, the only way to get people out of it is like pretty much insta kills, right? So, because of that, and the fact that she can dish out some heavy damage while being a great healer, I'd probably put her in broken, above or below cloak and dagger. It's, you know, like I said, I think what makes the deciding factor is cloak and dagger is a lot easier to use. Right, I think cloak and dagger's ceiling of like who can play this character is much higher than Luna Snow, right? So I think Luna is one below Cloak and Dagger, but I put her in broken. Right? I think Luna should be locked on for most teams for healer.
Yeah, she's definitely a great healer. That lock on healing is definitely the redeeming trait for other healers like Invisible Woman and Cloak and Dagger, being able to not have to aim or not have to focus too much. Because if you miss two heals with Luna, your tank's dead, and that turns into a big problem. But other than that, her kit is amazing, and she's fast when she's sprinting. I think she's probably the fastest character in the game, unless you count Captain America's sprint. So she can get out of situations too, freeze enemies. I mean, it's a loaded healer kit. That's really what it is.
Then we have Magic. Now Magic is like one of the characters I haven't really touched at all, but I kind of know the character enough because I get destroyed by Magic every single game. It feels like Magic's a character I think probably deserves to be unbroken. I feel like the first season she kind of went unnoticed, but in the emergence of season 1 and 1.5, she's kind of like a DPS. Like if you see a team insta lock her, you're really worried because she just wrecks teams single handedly. Um, I think she's definitely got a case to being broken. She's one of the top 3 to 5 DPS for sure in anybody's book. She's just not that easy to use sometimes, I think. So somewhere top of fun, bottom of broken, somewhere in that area, I'd say she's a great DPS.
Yeah, I'll throw a bottom of broken. I mean, you play her at first and try one match. She hits extremely slow, and you're like, this sucks. But she gains health every single time she damages an opponent, and that is just insane. The only way you can kill her is if you can get range and make it so she can't damage you. Which, if you can do that, you can probably kill any other character anyways. It's a really great character, and the ult is game changing too.
Then we have Magneto. I think Magneto is really great. I think he's top 2 or 3 tank for sure. I think sometimes I wish the Wanda ability he had was permanent because that ability, if he had that all the time, he'd probably be the best tank. But I don't know. I think he definitely got a case to be. His ultimate is super great. It's a great defensive ult. Probably one of the best defensive ults, right? You can just pretty much capture all the incoming damage and reverse it. I think what kills it for me is the shield. I think Doctor Strange just has a much better shield, right? I don't think Doctor Strange has a cooldown on his shield. Doctor Strange, his shield, I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's 800 health. I don't think Magneto's. I think his is 500 or something like that. So Magneto's shield, I think, is like the biggest difference. I think if you want a tank who can really take the heat in general, Magneto is great, but I think Doctor Strange just does it a step better. So I'd put Magneto in the fun area, like probably around the top, but I think Doctor Strange is a step above.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right, right below Invisible Woman. I mean, just a great shield tank, being able to block a lot of ults, both with his ult and with his two shields. Doesn't output a ton of damage without the Scarlet Witch buff, but either way, you're a tank. You're not a DPS, so it's not really killing it for the character.
Then we have Mantis. Mantis is on par for Invisible Woman for me. I go back and forth which one I like better. I think again the redeeming part for Invisible Woman is her ability to evade and get out. Right. I think that's super important for healers because like if you're just new to the game, it doesn't matter. But for anybody who plays the game for any period of time, you start to realize you go for the healers. And if you're a healer, that means everyone's after you, right? Mantis does not have a lot in her kit in the way to offer, escape, right? Or survivability. And that I think really tears her down. The rest of her kit is super great. I'd probably say better than Invisible Woman. I think her healing and her damage is better than Invisible Woman. But Invisible Woman can put a shield on other people, which I think is super useful. Her ult is a step better than Mantis, and then I think the redeeming factor is again the survivability, turning invisible, getting away. So I put Mantis just a step below Invisible Woman, but it's very close.
Yeah, I mean, well-rounded healer, very easy to play too. Takes like one game if that to learn the kit, and all you gotta do is hit your shots on offense. You hit your shots on offense, you have infinite healing for your team. I mean, as long as they're criticals, but it's a really good healer.
Yeah. Then we have Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight deserves broken. Moon Knight, I feel like, is an easier character to learn. He does a crazy ton of damage, and Moon Knight's the kind of character when people go negative KD in a game, I'm angry because I'm like, how is that even possible? Right? Like he's easy to learn, even if you're not like destroying a team. I feel like it's hard to go with a negative KD because he's such an easy character to use. He does so much flipping damage that I think he deserves to go broken or at the very minimum top of fun. Like he's a very great DPS. I think he's like on the Mount Rushmore of DPS.
Yeah, I mean his abilities are top tier, especially his Onk, and then on top of that, one of the best offensive ults in the game. You after you kill Moon Knight, his ult is still there. Like other characters like Punisher, after they die, their ult's gone. No, Moon Knight, you kill him and you're still gonna die to his ult. I say his bottom and broken.
Then we have Namor. Namor super fun. Um, I don't know where he goes. I'd probably argue for broken, but I don't think that's reasonable. I'd say somewhere in the fun area. I think he's good, but I don't feel like the people who are good at him, I feel like they have a lot of help. I don't think, for instance, I think if you have a bad co DPS and you don't have great healers, you have decent tank, whatever. I don't think Namor is going to carry, right? But I think a Winter Soldier can carry, right? For instance, I think a really good Moon Knight can carry. I think a really good Magic can carry. I don't think a Namor can carry. He needs a little bit of assistance, right? He's kind of slower when it comes to DPS. He's got a little more health, but I don't know. I feel like he's really, really viable. I'd probably put him below Hela. I think I put him above Hawkeye, but somewhere in that area, right in the middle of fun. He's a great DPS, but I think he needs a little bit more than some of these other ones. He's kind of got to get close to do a lot of damage, and because of that, he needs assistance.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's also great for countering backline bashers because you don't even know you're hitting the target before you do, and then you look at what your squids are hitting, and then all of a sudden you got a new target behind you. And one of the best things about him is his bubble. He goes up and takes zero damage, so can counter ults, or just survive them. And then at the same time, if you're at low health, you can just do that, and then you're above the whole enemy team, the whole fight, and your healers have a clear straight shot to heal you up to full health, and then you're right back in the battle again. I mean, just very well rounded DPS.
Yeah. Then we have Black Panther. Now, Black Panther is a character I know everyone's like, oh, there's great Black Panthers out there. But, like, I never see them, right? It's so rare. And even if, you do see a great Black Panther, I feel like it just replaces someone like a Magic, right? Or, like, some of these other dive-in DPS. I feel like Black Panther just replaces them. I don't think he does anything better or more important. He doesn't really offer anything great in, like, team-ups. And his ult is like I think like bottom three in the game. If I'm being honest, his ult's not that good. So I'd probably put him somewhere in silver. I could even make a case just here for the jiggle. I don't think I'm going to, but I think he's like one of the bottom tier DPS. Does he have potential? Yeah, but most of these characters do. If I'm being honest, there's not really a character in this game that's like so irredeemably bad that like you just can't use it. Um, so I'm not saying that, but I just don't think he's that good.
Yeah, no character is unplayable, but for a diver, there's other options and there's better options, and his ult is all right at best. There's a reason his nickname's the Tickle Monster.
Then we have Penny Parker. Penny's close to Groot for me. I think Penny has a lot more redeemable things. I like Groot's ult better though, so it's like one on one. I don't know which one I'd put. I think I'd probably put Penny above Groot, just for the simple fact that if you get a domination match, Penny can just destroy a lobby, right? Groot's not like here for one or the other. He's like okay in both. Penny destroys domination because you can just sit in the same area, setting up all those bombs in the nest. It's really really lethal if you can do it right. I'd probably put her above Groot somewhere in silver. She can be really great, but in general, I just think when it comes to a tank, your tank shouldn't be like one of your main damage dealers. That's just how I feel about it, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw her above Groot. I do think one of her ult is all right. It's not bad. It's just all right in my opinion. But being able to stun an enemy every 3 or 4 seconds, whatever the cooldown is, that is also a great ability right there. Um, yeah, she's not amazing, but I think she's just annoying. I hate going up against a Penny and then I step somewhere where the mines should not be invisible, but then I look down at the ground and there's 24 mines about to blow me up and I as a tank just immediately die because I don't know. It's annoying to go up against, so I guess that means it's pretty decent in some cases.
Yeah. Then we have Psylocke. Psylocke's one of my favorite characters. She's also one of the characters I'm very close to Lorden. I think she's a top tier DPS. She's not that easy to use. I think sometimes her kit is like a little tricky because her basic doesn't do a crazy amount of damage. You gotta kind of like repeatedly hit your shots, and then like it kills quick because you can do so much damage at once. But if you're like trying to snipe from the back line, it's not gonna do much. So like you gotta be able to dive in, you gotta be able to get out, you gotta be able to hit your shots. If you can do all those things, she's very lethal. Her ultimate's pretty good when it comes to a DPS ult. I think she's a top, 7, 5 DPS. I don't think she's top three in any case in anyone's scenario, but she's very, very serviceable. I'd probably put her around Hela. I think she's above Namor, just because like she doesn't depend on anybody, right? Like there's plenty of games where I play Psylocke and I have no help from my healers. I'm okay, right? But because Namor has to get a little bit close and he has to stay around his healers. If his healers suck, he's screwed because he has no escape routes, right? He's too slow, and like his only escape thing is his bubble. Once he comes down from that, he's chopped liver, right? Psylocke can turn invisible. She's got her dashes. She's very, very useful. So I'd probably put her somewhere above Namor, above or below Hela. I'd leave it up to Afton.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with above Hela, just because I don't think a Hela can really carry a team. Sometimes you can, but sometimes any character can. Whereas Psylocke, I feel like you can have a mid-tier Psylocke with a mid-tier team, and that Psylocke, just constant pressure on the back lines can give you a chance to go back and get those kills in the front line without healers being part of the equation.
Yeah. Then we have Punisher. Punisher, I feel very similar about Winter Soldier, even though they're like completely different DPS. They're very both viable. I think Punisher's super duper easy to use, which is just super helpful. His ult's amazing. I think Punisher's very, very serviceable when it comes to DPS, and I think his team up with Rocket is like the only good part about Rocket, but it's super good for Punisher, right? Like he can destroy a team, and he doesn't even have to pull out his ult. That's something that can't be ignored. So I probably put him high on the list of fun, somewhere in that area of like, you know, Hela, Psylocke, Winter Soldier, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I'm gonna go above Hella again. I mean, extremely easy to play character, and just all around good. You go up against the Punisher, you're not getting out of the match without dying to them one or two times. Doesn't matter if you beat their team very well. It's a good character.
Yeah. Then we have Mr. Fantastic, which I think is a shame, um, because I think he had some viability when he first came out. I thought he was usable. They've nerfed him a little bit, and I feel like no one knows how to play him. I've never seen someone on my team play Mr. Fantastic and be good. It's super, super rare. Because of that, I just don't know how I see him above just here for the jiggle. Like he's okay and he's good, but like he's one of the worst DPS. Anytime someone locks Mr. Fantastic, I can almost count on them being negative DPS and switching instantly. Like no one's good with him, right? I mean, I don't want to put him that low. I guess I can maybe put him in silver. I can be argued into that. But he's like bottom 3 or 5 DPS in everyone's scenario, which I think if that's the case, he just can't be high on the list, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he takes some good traits from a tank and some good traits from a DPS and combines them to be a little bit worse than both. Because he can punch through shields, which is probably one of his couple redeeming qualities. And, I mean, other than that, he does decent damage. His ult's okay. Shield on teammates is nice. And the his widening ability where he can block ults is also great, but it doesn't do anything for your team usually. And sometimes he'll get a kill with it or a lot of damage on it, but not very often. I'm going to put him in just here for the jiggle because you can't carry with a Mr. Fantastic 9 times out of 10. It's possible. Anything's possible. But, I mean, if you go off of a really good Hulk, Iron Man, anyone above him on this list...
You know what? I
can
put him
carry much better.
above Black Panther. I put him above Black Panther.
Alright. Yeah.
He's still not very good, but like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I forget some of his abilities. Like the fact that he can dash onto an enemy or dash onto a teammate and give a shield boost. I always forget that part of his kit because I don't really use him that often anymore when he first came out. I think that's super useful, right? So I always forget about that. That's redeeming. So I'd say he still is viable, but he's still not that good. He's very, like I said, bottom 5. Then we have automatic bottom. Please Jeff me. Rocket, like I said, has like a one redeeming fact. The fact that he has a really great team up with the Punisher. And a really great team up. 1 second, I think I'm frozen. Am I back?
Yep. We are good.
Okay. Like I said, one redeeming thing is team up with the Punisher, team up with the Winter Soldier. Otherwise, Rocket's not that great. Even if people are like, oh, look at he had 20,000 healing. Yeah, but he was 1 in 7, right? Or okay, yeah, but he died 7 times. He got 1 kill. Like that healing's great, but what did he contribute other than healing, right? I know he's not supposed to lead the team in damage taken or kills, but he also shouldn't lead the game consistently in deaths, right? And they usually do. His ult's one of the worst. I don't know. I just really don't like Rocket. I never have. It's not just because Tim the Tatman hates him. I said it long before Tim the Tatman. You can ask Afton. Pretty much like the first week of Rocket being out, he was like my least favorite character, just because he's so useless. I feel.
Yeah. I've tried to justify Rocket on many occasions because you can just have those orbs on the field and just have teammates being consistently healed, but the orbs don't stack, so you're only getting 1 orb worth of heals no matter how many orbs you have down. His damage fall off is super bad, so if you're more than 10 meters away from an enemy, you're not doing damage to them, and if you're less than 10 meters away from an enemy, you should be dead. He can get away from enemies. His revive's nice, but it's not that's not enough for it to be redeeming quality. And anytime I hear, "Hey team, enjoy the amplifier," I know the game has not changed a little bit. It's like hearing "Tremble Before Boss." Like it does nothing to the game. It doesn't add. I don't think I've ever heard that, had a damage boost, and genuinely been like, "Wow, I killed that teammate much faster than before." If I wanted a damage boost, sorry, give me Luna Snow, give me Mantis. Any other healer can heal just as well as he can. You want damage boost? Get damage boost. You want a revive? Go out of Warlock. Rocket can't get kills on top of anything else. He's worse than every other healer in at least one category.
Yeah. Yeah, I quite literally think he has the easiest argument to be the worst character in the game. Very, very bad in my opinion. Then we have Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a fun character. I think he belongs in fun. Top, bottom, either way. I think he deserves to be in fun. Spider-Man is one of the characters that is like, since day one, has like one of the highest potentials. Like if you can learn the text, if you can learn the combo wombos, if you can learn the movement, if you can learn the kit, he is lethal. He can take a team down pretty much by himself, right? He's super annoying to deal with defensively, and offensively, he can put teams down. The problem is everyone plays Spider-Man thinking that they're him, right? And there's so many people that it ruins like 50% of the games that Spider-Man's in, right? There's so many times there's a useless Spider-Man out there just getting wrecked. And that's a huge problem because his kit's not easy. His kit is pretty hard. His movement's hard. His combos are hard. And if you're on controller, I feel like it's amplified because you need to be able to have high sensitivity because you got to move quick with this dude. So I think for controller players alone, it's hard enough. I think he goes in fun. I would love to put him in broken, but there's just too many idiots playing him.
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing that people don't realize about Spider-Man sometimes, or at least the people on my team playing Spider-Man sometimes don't realize, is that you should play him on certain maps and not other maps. If it's an enclosed map, that's one of the cases where you should probably pick Black Panther if you want to be a backline basher. But if it's an open map, go ahead, be Spider-Man. I think in open maps, I shouldn't see a Black Panther because Spider-Man's better than them 9 times out of 10. You can't pull people off of the Black Panther. You can pull people off with Spider-Man. I'm gonna say above Hawkeye. Is that fair? I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And you could put him anywhere in fun. I think it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Then we have Squirrel Girl. I think Squirrel Girl has a very good case to be one of the best DPS. I'm super underwhelming when she first came out because of her ult was like, I feel like useless. I think I had never been killed by one of her ults until she got buffed. But before that, she was still dealing heavy damage. Since her buff, I think she's turned into one of the best DPS easily. Top 2 or 3. I think she's better than Magic. I think she's better than Moon Knight. And to be honest, she's super easy to use. I think she's got to be like top 1, 2, or 3 DPS in the game. I think she's very, very good. She's broken. I think more teams should be having a Squirrel Girl on their team. So I would go. I'd probably go top of the list so far.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. I think the one thing about Squirrel Girl that makes her just completely broken is the fact that you can play her blind. You will get kills and not know how you get kills. You'll ricochet and then the nut will roll and it will do 75 damage to some random poor Spider-Man trying to reach his health pack. I mean, there's a reason its difficulty to play is 1 star. You have 3 things in your kit: survivability, a stun, and the damage. You stun someone, they're dead. You get 2 shots on them, and their stun is long enough for 2 shots. It's an easy character to play, and it's overpowered, honestly.
Yeah, I'd probably put her above Luna, but I think I'd still keep Cloak and Dagger because I feel like Cloak and Dagger is just more useful.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Cloak and Dagger can raise a team. A Squirrel Girl can carry a team, but she can't raise a team. There's just a little bit of a difference. Both very, very good. But I think one's just a little bit better than the other. Then we have Star-Lord. Star-Lord's very similar to Spider-Man. Like, lots of potential, great movement, great combos, great techs. But the ult's a lot better from Spider-Man. The ult for Star-Lord can carry some bad players, right? Spider-Man's ult's good, but like it's not better than Star-Lord. Star-Lord's ult carries him, I think, sometimes. So Star-Lord, I think, goes in fun. I'd probably put Star-Lord above Psylocke, but below Winter Soldier. I just think he's really easy to use. Does a lot of damage. He's got a couple different team-ups. I think he's just really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, does a lot of damage, a lot of mobility. he's immune when he does the flip. So if you want to be able to be good at timing, you can. There's a high skill ceiling potential there, and then his ult can clear a team if you use it under the right circumstance. Not a really complicated character, but a good one.
Yeah. Storm is the character that, again, I think was similar to Magic, where the first season she was kind of like just ignored. Like people, like some people used her, but no one kind of realized how much damage she was doing. On top of that, I don't think anyone realized that like she's pretty much Rocket's kit, right? Like she just damage boosts everybody near her pretty much all the time, which again just shows how useless Rocket is, right? But get past that, I think she's super good. Does a lot of damage. Her ult's pretty great. It's nothing crazy great, but it's really good. She's one of the characters that I think makes a run for the top one, two, or three DPS in the game. I put her around uh, Squirrel Girl. I think the difference is I think Squirrel Girl is just a little bit easier to use, and so I think that's where I would put Squirrel Girl above. But when it comes to like damage and survivability, she's up there. She's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say above Magic, below Luna Snow. A really easy character to use. There's really nothing wrong with this character. Once you learn it and you realize that you're a flying character, but you should stay near your team, you quickly become one of the best DPSs in the game, whether or not you're actually killing players, because you charge your ult so fast, and your ult does a ton of damage. It's a great character.
Yeah. Then we have Strange. I think Strange is the best tank, easily. I wish more people would use him because his kit's not that hard. I think some people will overlook like his AoE, like the thing where he just like splashes out damage. I feel like everyone forgets it and like they don't understand it. But like his kit's so easy. He has a great defensive shield that like he can just pull out literally anytime he wants. And then his ult is super great. It's very similar to Groot's, right? So like the one good part about Groot, Strange has. So like I think that's super nice as well. And his flying away ability is nice. I just think Strange is just like if you're looking for an all around easy tank to use, I think Strange should be like the number one guy in almost every scenario. And he's good, right? And his shield is big, right? Cap's shield's small, Mag's shield has a cooldown and it doesn't last very long. Strange's shield is like I feel it could be an ult in some cases, right? Like it just stops other people's ult, which is so freaking nice. So I put Strange like top broken. Like he's just the best tank. I wouldn't put him above Cloak. I wouldn't put him above Squirrel Girl, but like I think he's better than the rest of the list.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that's crazy is you think of the whole kit that Sammy just said right there, and then last second, game's ending. You can also portal. There's also a ton of portal tech capabilities in there. His ult can be game changing. His shield can counter a ton of different ults, and I mean, there's really no part of his kit that should be overlooked. I think a lot of people don't understand that splash ability, which is kind of bad for them. I see a lot of times where people will just let it die off and then suddenly not be able to be healed because that's how it works. But if you learn how to use the character, which isn't that complicated, it's easily top of the game.
Yeah. Then we have Thor. Thor, I love Thor. Thor's like one of my personal favorite tanks to play. But I will admit, he's not an easy kit by any means. I think he's actually one of the hardest tanks to play, which doesn't work in his favor. I would say he's somewhere in the fun area. I think he's better than Penny and better than Groot. His abilities are all really good, really useful. He doesn't have any like those useless abilities. On top of that, I think his ult. I thought it was useless the first season because I just didn't really understand it. But his ult's pretty good. Right? Like his ult's something that is like again really good for teaming up with other ults to just lay out tons of damage. So I'd probably put him somewhere around Hulk. I think I'd probably put him above Hulk, but I could be argued either way.
I'm gonna go above Hulk and below Iron Man because Iron Man's easier. And one thing that I think is I didn't know about Thor at first was almost any time he uses almost any of his abilities, he gains like 100 shield. So he's a brawler. He goes in there. He has some pretty good momentum, and then you're in a fight with him. He's almost dead. He uses 2 abilities, and he's back up to 400 health. Like he has a lot of survivability, can do a lot of damage, and then his ult, while it's not game changing most of the time, if you time it right, you're gonna get either the backline damaged, kill a tank up front. Like, it's a well-rounded character. It really is.
Then we have Venom. I think Venom is probably above these other two because he's easier to use, and I think Venom is like one of the best tanks for like just drawing damage. He can be a backline brawler, but he's really good at just getting a bunch of shield out of nowhere. I think that's like pretty much Venom's kit essentially. So I think he's really great for that. I think he's pretty easy to use for the most part. Um, I think Venom's really good. I think he's somewhere in that area. He's very similar to Thor, very similar to Hulk. I think all three of these could be interchanged, but I'd say probably put Venom over them too.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument between the three of these. Hulk's better than the other two because you can shield teammates against ults, but it depends on what you're going for. These are three dive-in tanks that have pretty good survivability, can get in and out of situations pretty quickly, and Venom being able to go from 2 health to almost 1,000 in a second is amazing. I mean, you're not going to go wrong if you want to start learning any one of these three tanks.
Then we have Black Widow. I don't think Black Widow's that good. I mean, again, some people are like, well, I saw someone go 40-2 and they're in Celestial. There's a case in point for that for each character. You can't use that. That's an outlier. The general census is there's much better characters at Black Widow than Black Widow, right? Like Hawkeye is very similar to Black Widow at every point, and Hawkeye is much better in my opinion. Um, eh, so just because of that, I'd probably put Black Widow just here for the jiggle, right? Like she's okay, but like she's really not that useful. Like there's never really a case that I'm like, all right, I want Black Widow. No, usually rather Hawkeye, and above Hawkeye, I usually rather Hela, right? So I'd probably put somewhere Black Widow in there.
Yeah, there's really nothing Black Widow excels at. I remember playing a game with Black Widow one time, and I was like, okay, this is manageable. And then I used her ult, and I'm like, that's it? I expected like a Jeff ult, something that's completely game changing that I can. No, it's just a really good shot that does a ton of damage. You're probably not going to hit multiple people unless they're all bunched up for you, which that's kind of situational like every other ult in the game. It's not game changing, it's not amazing. There's nothing really crazy redeemable about her kit, honestly.
Yeah. Uh, Wanda is she's very similar to Iron Fist, where like first season I feel like she was super unmanageable sometimes. Like she could just destroy teams. There's been a lot more, counters kind of realized and figured out. But I still feel like I get more Wandas that are like good than I do Iron Fist these days. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it's a good mix between like, oh, there's a good Wanda. Oh, there's a bad Wanda, right? Like there's like 50-50, I feel like. But I think Wanda's kit is really freaking easy. She obviously has that aim assist ability for her basic, and I think the buff to her ult is really good, right? Like I think that was something that we were all asking pretty much since day one. They finally gave it to her. Um, so I have a huge range of where we could put her. I think she is better than Iron Fist, so I think the lowest I would go is top of silver, but anywhere else above I think is doable for me as well.
For me, I'm going to put her right next to Iron Man for the same reason that we put Iron Man right there. Really easy character to get in, learn how to do. Simple ult. Might not be as easy as Iron Man, but it's a simple ult to learn. Very good character to learn. And while it's not a high skill ceiling, you can still play it in relatively high ranks and justify it with the team up of Magneto, and it's still a pretty good character all around. You're not going to go real wrong with either of these two characters.
Yeah. Then we have Wolverine. Wolverine is similar to Spider Man, Star Lord, where like he has lots of potential, lots of abilities that can just really destroy teams. But I think Wolverine's easier than those characters. Right? I think he's much easier. And I'm starting to see this new wave of like Wolverines just kind of destroying teams. Right? Like this resurgence of like everyone is locking Wolverine and then just destroying back lines. Um, so because of that, I'd have to automatically put it above Star Lord and Spider Man. I think he can maybe make a case for Broken, because I feel like he's a little bit easier than those characters to use. So I'd probably put him somewhere near the top of fun, somewhere in that area. I think his ultimate's really not that great either. Like it's not bad, but it's not easy to use.
Yeah, I feel like his ultimates. It's kind of a lot like Captain America's, where it's great if you're already doing good, but you're not gonna really do a
It's not
ton
going
of.
to save you.
Yeah, yeah. I put Wolverine right below Mantis, above Magneto. One thing that I say as I mostly play tanks, maybe not mostly, but I like
Also,
playing
keep in
tanks a
mind,
lot.
Athen is literally like the worst Wolverine player you will
Oh
ever
yeah,
find.
miserable. So me putting him above Silver is depressing. I think I've played 2 games with him, and one of them I went 0-6 and switched. It was bad. It was bad. But I hate going up against Wolverines because I have a shield up, and that shield does nothing. And
Yeah,
if you're trying to escape Wolverine, good luck. He's about to woo you into the abyss. Like you're
yeah,
there is no escape.
yeah. Then we have the thing. I think the thing goes to the bottom of broken. I know it's early, but like everything I've seen from the thing, I really like. Athens is like the only person I've seen be bad at the thing. After went like 1-17 or something like that in a match. We
Wasn't
were,
that
we were
bad,
getting
but
beat. We were. It was bad. It was like 1-12. It was like you had maybe 1 or 2 kills and you were double-digit deaths. Our team was doing bad, but like he was by far the worst in our team. The point is, most people can use the thing. I think he's really easy to use. I think he does a pretty good amount of damage that I think I'd actually expect to see him get nerfed in the future. Like it's more than I expected, to be honest. The fact that he can't be moved is super, super great. The fact that during some of his abilities he can't be stunned is super, super great. And his stun is really, really good. Again, a lot of the tanks have that stun, right? The thing is really, really good. And I think it lasts longer than some of the other ones. Like pennies last like a second or two. The things last I feel like 5 seconds. So the thing is great, and his ability to like dash at his teammates really helps with his movement. And then the thing where he runs and slams the ground again, great. So I think the thing is when it comes to like the backline brawler kind of tank, I think the thing is the best. Again,
yeah,
it's early, but that's just my analysis so far.
he he definitely is great. I will say I despise the fact, and they did this on purpose, but I despise the fact that when you're running with him, you run with your walking and not with your aim, because
Yeah.
I may have ran off a cliff or two, but we're not going to talk too much about that. Um, he has great team up abilities. If you like being able to play with Wolverine and be thrown by Hulk, you can also be thrown by the Thing. With Invisible Woman, one of the better healers in the game, you can get free heals too. His two ability also allows him to go right through shields every single time and damage multiple enemies at once. You're not like the Hulk where you're just punching one guy. You can punch 5 enemies at the same time if they're all in the middle. I mean, ton of health, able to get out. Everyone's in the same space. You just run into them and smash. It's a ton of damage up front. Sometimes it's a big manage your distance character, but that's all the brawlers, and he's just a little bit more sluggish sometimes.
Again, another character that's new, so it's kind of hard to get a real read. I didn't like the Human Torch at first, and I still really don't. But I'm starting to see again this surgence of like him just having this constant amount of damage. It's actually very similar to uh, Storm, where like he's just got this constant wave of damage where he's putting out the fireballs and attaching, and like you don't even realize you're standing it. Sometimes you're just hearing tick 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 tick. You're getting damaged, right? And that is super super good. His diving ability, his shotgun basic. I think he goes top of fun. I think he's got a real good case to be like it's gonna see how long because he's only been out for like a couple weeks. So I think he's gonna make a real good case. It's gonna take a little bit to see how people learn him, but I think he's gonna make a case to be like one of the best DPS. Like again, he reminds me a little bit of Storm, the way he's just able to put out tons and tons of damage, and like you don't even realize what's happening. But he's new, so like I can't put him too high. There's a lot more DPS than there are tanks, right? So that's why I think the thing can jump the line because there's only like 7 tanks, right? So like if you add a new one in, people are gonna play him if they're a tank main. There's like 23 DPS, right? Like Johnny's not going to be your first in line ever, right? So I think that's going to hurt him. but what I've seen so far, I really, really like. And his ultimate's pretty good. I didn't think it was good at first. I've been killed by his ult every single game I'm in, right? I can't say the same for Iron Man anymore. Like Iron Man is an ult that used to like team wipe. I haven't been killed by Iron Man's ult in a minute. Johnny just destroys teams because he can throw so many of those supernova tornadoes out. He just kind of wipes people out. Johnny, I think, is on the precipice of being a broken character. I think it's going to take some time. You know, people need to learn him. People need to learn how to counter him. I think he's top of fun. I don't think he's broken yet, but he's definitely making a push up there.
Yeah, I remember Human Torch got announced, and I was like, how are they gonna make this different than Iron Man? Well, they did a good job. He is very different than Iron Man, and he's a very good DPS. I think one of his most overlooked abilities, but really, really good, is his dive. You're at low health in the back line, you can't find a healer, gotta get a health pack, and you're getting sniped, dive. You see someone at low health, but you can't finish them because your primary does barely any damage from this range. You're 500 meters up, dive right on them. You can also push people with this. It's a very good finishing ability, and for a character that does basically just damage per second, he doesn't do a lot of just straight shot damage for the most part. It's very useful to have a relatively high damage finishing ability, and I think his skill ceiling is actually going to be pretty high when it comes down to in a season or two.
Again, both the Thing and the Human Torch have not been out that long, so not only do like people not know their kits that well yet, um, people also don't know the counters, right? Like so, like it might turn out like the Human Torch is really easy to snipe, right? Because he's kind of slower than Iron Man. He's slower than some of these other characters. So like maybe that's something that people use against him that brings him down later on, right? So like just some of these things you're just gonna have to kind of wait and see. But from what I've seen so far, he surprised me. He's much better as a DPS than I expected. So that brings us to the conclusion of our super important tier list. That was an emergency stream worthy, and I'm going to go from bottom to top. The bottom of the tier list we have, please Jeff me off, Rocket. Solo worst character in my opinion. Most people would agree, I feel like. Then we have just here for the jiggle, Captain America, Jeff, and Black Widow. All three of these characters aren't necessarily bad, but I feel like there's a character in each of these classes that do something better, right? Not only like just in general, but like they're almost very similar and do better things than them. So then we go to Silver. These are characters that like are just similar to Jiggle, but like they have their own redeeming qualities in certain scenarios, right? We have Black Panther, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Adam Warlock, Groot, Penny Parker, and Iron Fist. Then we have Fun, which is like these characters are just fun to play with. They're not too hard sometimes, some of these. And in general, these are all just good characters. So like you can trust that these are going to be terrible for the most part. We have Loki, Hulk, Thor, Venom, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, Namor, Hela, Punisher, Psylocke, Star-Lord, Winter Soldier, Magneto, Wolverine, Mantis, Invisible Woman, and Human Torch. And then at the top we have Broken. These are just like some of the best characters on top of being great and easy to use, right? Like some of these other characters that are super great, like Wolverine, Spider-Man, they're not easy to use. So you see a lot of people suck at them. These other characters are very easy to use for the most part. We have the Thing, Moon Knight, Magic, Storm, Luna Snow, Doctor Strange, Squirrel Girl, and then last but not least, Cloak and Dagger. So there you guys have it. Anything else, Athen, regarding the tier list?
I mean, if you think we're wrong, I'm sorry to say, but you
1v1 us, bro.
yeah, you're gonna get wrecked.
Get wickety whacked. Alright, because this was an emergency stream, we have to do emergency Marvel Rivals gameplay. It's just the way it works. So, with that being said, I'm going to switch to my Xbox because I don't like playing keyboard and mouse. It's just the way I'm used to, the way I grew up. So I'm going to switch to Xbox. I want to get that all set up for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Poop and the pee.
Sir.
I was just saying. Oh, there we go. Okay. Everybody, poopy pee pee.
Caca.
Best I got.
Yep.
Alright. It's been a minute. Let's do it. Well, kind of late, but anybody who is in the Cleveland area, yeah, so Cleveland,
The right heroes
Ohio,
can make all the difference.
Pennsylvania, Michigan. If you guys want, there's a fan expo on the 21st, and I'm going to it. There's going to be a bunch of fun YouTube creators. So if you guys are fond of Marvel or Star Wars, there's a bunch of YouTube creators meeting on Friday, pretty much from open to close. So that being said,
Wind, cloud, and storm. Hear
yeah.
my command.
After won't be there because he's a biatch, but I'd be there.
I am a
One,
mutant
go!
and proud to be one.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
What does Krakoa have to say about Doom and the Time Stream entanglement?
Chronovium has driven Krakoa insane. We have to figure it out on our own.
Okay. So here's the thing.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
My lightning
3,
power is still
2,
converging.
1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Anything is good.
A little extra.
Oh, okay, I got stunned apparently. What did I get stunned by?
Anyone willing to help? We better test this out. Thunderstrike!
High caliber.
Look up behind you! Watch out!
Whoa, where the fuck is the healing?
I've always been a heavy hitter.
Nope, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. Spoke a little bit too soon there.
Storm is rising again.
Welcome to the Dark Force dimension. I'm feeling a bit exposed.
Feel the thunder.
This is trouble. These guys need to get off. They're trash.
I will crush them all.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Any healing is good.
A little extra leeway.
Heavenly fury.
Us against the world! Nice on that position. Anyone willing to help? Stop that vehicle! Time for some fireworks.
This storm never truly ends.
Oh, both regulars are down.
Feel the thunder.
I wreak battlefield havoc.
What's the healer? Loki?
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
They can't monitor. This is gonna hurt.
Your powers are mine! Be wary until we destroy this ark.
I've
I
always been a
lift up
heavy
my
hitter.
comrades.
Oh, yeah.
Heavenly fury!
Oh, I missed. That sucked balls.
I will crush them all.
You stop them in their tracks.
Thing behind. Over there.
This storm never truly ends. Feel the thunder.
The moon haunts you.
Come on.
Heavenly fury.
Bro, I'm not getting help in this tournament at all.
Psylocke just killed.
God Tempest. I bring thunder. Candy needs help.
My power.
There's still a chance to stop them.
Gosh.
Us against the world. Your day. Us against the world.
God damn,
I
bro.
bring thunder.
This is nuts.
God Tempest. I feel strong again.
I've always been a heavy hitter. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
I feel new strength.
Yeah, you're 1-3, you. Bro, I'm gonna crash out. Nothing annoys me more when people are talking in the team chat and they're negative KD doing nothing.
Now
Better
the
stop that
thunder is
vehicle.
Everyone's annoyed. We're losing. We're getting our butts spanked.
You know if they recently used their token
My
like rule?
friends are here.
feel the thunder.
Now drop faster.
It's now or never. Stop them.
A truly blessed. Your powers are mine.
Against the world.
Behind you.
Invisible? I've always been a heavy hitter.
Feel the wrath of the goddess.
It's party time! I'm gonna get nuts. Double KO.
Step carefully.
Clearly, you needed some help.
I'm extra lethal.
This hunk is gone. Are there others?
She's stuck in
Faster, my friends.
Ah! Good feeling.
I've always been a heavy hitter.
Dude, I'm gonna crash out.
Ow! That fucking hurt.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Switch from a cloak and dagger to a rocket just to do nothing.
By the eye of Agamotto. Gonna do some damage.
Magneto's
Don't
defeat.
give them another for us.
The moon.
Better stop that
That's
vehicle.
crazy how fast it is.
Double KO. Us against the world. Coming over here. Be careful. The current score is 0-2-3.
I'm switching cloak and dagger. I don't know what they were doing, but that I wasn't getting healed by
which side you're on.
the rocket.
This switch is strange.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion.
Literally switched from the top of our tier list to the bottom of our tier list.
Round 2, go!
Magic is not to be. Open your eyes. Reality is but an
I'm
illusion.
gonna. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. I love it when players do this.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
He's blaming other people. What did he going? 2 and 4 is Punisher Lord?
The battle starts in 5,
Oh my gosh.
4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area.
I'm
Got
opening
it?
a portal. By Ashtur, there are baby wizards everywhere these days. If I had the patience, I would open a school. I am strengthened for battle.
Please, we're hurt.
Get the net. Hey, I'll patch you up.
By the shades of the Seraphim, I return. I am strengthened for battle.
I'll patch you up.
These onks are dangerous, but fragile.
Oh, our whole team is getting raped, dude. We're getting destroyed. Shut your mouth and just play. I don't know why you continue to talk. You're not. If you were like 10 or something, like you're doing mediocre, okay, sure. But you're not. You're doing not that much more than anyone else. So shut up. Like, it's so annoying.
Good medicine. One
Oh my god. Stupid ass dogs.
That's 3.
are shaking again.
Hey,
Focus.
It's me, Squirrel Girl, in case you couldn't tell by the giant squirrel-like features.
I have not seen so many spiders.
You're
Enemy in
kidding me.
front of us.
No!
One couldn't win without the other.
I'm gonna crash out. This game's pissing me off. And this stupid ass motherfucking teammate. Just shut up! Where are you going?
71 health.
Get over here then! I'm a healer.
Oh. Let's see, switch.
I've been here the whole round.
Time for some fireworks.
I am strengthened for battle. By the eye of Agamotto! I unleash the shouting power.
Double KO.
The Sorcerer Supreme lives once more.
This is real fun.
Down to 30 seconds.
My life force is exposed. These arms are dangerous. I am strengthened for battle.
Us against the world.
By the
The final 10 seconds.
The Sorcerer Supreme lives once more.
Final score 0-3. Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Well, that was great.
Excellent experience there.
Good thing I'm alive to feel that.
Jesus Christ, what the hell was that?
Why did we get a fucking Lord Cloak and Dagger, switch to Rocket, then quit, and then we have a Punisher who's like 2-9, just as bad as the rest of our team, like crashing out on us as if we're the problem.
I'm not judging.
Well, he's playing an attacker. He's not supposed to get damage. He's not supposed to kill people. Like, oh my gosh.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Yeah, that's just so annoying.
Yeah. Telling everyone to get off ranked while you're 2-9 is insane.
It is crazy. We had a Venom who was actually not playing bad.
We didn't ask.
That guy should be crashing out because he was playing good.
Probably
I was
is.
playing like trash, I won't lie. It's my first game in like 3 or 4 days. I probably shouldn't have jumped right into Diamond rank. But, Punisher, you didn't play much better, buddy. And I was also playing healer, so it's not like I was able to do damage. So, shut up.
Because I'm a doctor, I pull people from your grip for a living. Also, I charge a lot.
Eerily quiet here.
Portal.
Unnaturally so.
Need to strengthen my field. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
Oh gosh.
1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Approach this site with caution.
Rule the afterlife is to rule everyone, eventually.
A shortcut through
Okay.
Anyone willing to help? They look like they mean business.
I am strengthened for battle.
I'll get you next time. Feel the pull.
Oh my gosh.
The mission area is yours to capture now. Clearly you needed some help. Capture the mission area.
Something I can't stand about
I won't disappear so easily.
Magneto's kit is I can't bubble myself when I have my shield up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so annoying. Like, in most cases, that's stupid. Like, you wouldn't want to do that. But in some cases, that's life or death. I feel like it should be up to the discretion of the player.
Yeah. If you're gonna use both your shields at the same time, that's a pretty big risk. It should be something you can do.
Feeling fantastic.
This is also why I play healer every game, because I feel like I never see great healers. Like, why? Why are we all asking to be healed?
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
Got my ult. Another one.
four mutants come.
I'm coming. Heal. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I had my that's rough.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
Athen.
What's up?
What are you doing, buddy?
Oh gosh. Not too hot, I guess.
Are you playing the game?
AFK a little bit. One-handed is hard, but
After all these years,
I'll step up.
saving the world still hasn't gotten old.
Maybe.
Oh, great. We have a Spider-Man.
Who doesn't want to breed Richards?
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Hey, Dandy. Where's Ty? You two are usually inseparable.
That hasn't changed. In fact, we're closer than ever. Whether we like it or not.
Are you guys sharing a studio in Hell's Kitchen now? I get it. Rent's been skyrocketing.
It's
Fifth
actually a
game
bit more
losing?
complicated than that. The battle
Okay.
starts in
I don't know. I read it as 5th game loosen, which means I'm illiterate.
I don't know. He switches Spider-Man, so that can only mean good things.
I'll take a cosmic clash over
No, 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 no.
Sure those are bad guys.
My ranked teammates, literally.
Anyone willing to help? Disappear! Feeling fantastic.
Come on, come on.
The mission area is yours.
Okay, that's good. That is a good thing to kill.
Oof. Oh,
Oh
that
my
was a
God.
waste. That's alright. That's alright. That's
Ah,
alright. We're still in here.
I'm dead.
How are you dead?
I was at 9 health after a combo where everyone died, and I tried to use my invisibility to run away.
Come on, please. I need healing. Where are our heals? Why am I never being healed? Athen, for the love of God. I literally think I've only been healed off of your guys' ults. We should have had that. We team wiped.
Watch out, they're headed our way. Lifesaver.
I don't give up so easily.
This is crazy. This is a second game in a row. Oh boy.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. Feeling fantastic. And so it begins. Feel the pull. Clear the way. Invisible?
Nice. Nice.
Nice. Wheels.
Wisely.
Control seized. Be right back. I'll fight for my family until the end.
Sorry. Okay.
You get a web, and you get a web, and you get a web.
Control lock.
You deserve far better than that, Peter. I'm sorry. Problem solved.
Get ready. Here comes the battle. Disappear! You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Oh.
No
That's
worries.
painful.
A little help, please. Control seized. Psionic surge.
Feeling fantastic.
Oh, smokes.
Oh, poor.
Psionic surge. That's much better. I got you covered.
Nice, good old.
Oh, that was beautiful.
What a...
I've been sarcastic when I heard it. I saw it. Oh, come on! Come on! Oh my gosh.
Half of the mission area. Keep going. still needed here.
Come on, we can't.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have clear. Against the world.
Gotta get there. Come on, healing. Healer's in the back line. Can't see anyone, but I'm healing.
It's clobbering time!
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Oh, I guess I got the bump. There's a woman down because that was embarrassing. Least amount of healing and worst KD ratio. Bro. God damn it.
That was pretty bad.
That was terrible. Oh my god, bro. What is this start? Well, that was fun.
No,
The right heroes could make all the difference.
nothing but top tier here.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion.
Round
The
one.
time
Go!
entanglement is a vexing problem.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay
Sorcerer
strong.
Supreme.
The winds may not be blowing in our favor, Eric.
When has that ever stopped us before, Aurora?
Be careful. There are some forces that even I cannot alter.
Do not forget, my dear. We are mutants. We are change itself. There is nothing.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Doom must be a broken man. He's so careless with so many lives.
Enemy in front of us. I am strengthened for battle.
Oh my gosh.
Leave me, darkness.
Why do we have 3 tanks?
I don't know. I just noticed that when I saw Venom.
That's crazy.
I purge the darkness.
Okay, I'm gonna switch.
Double kill!
Oh man,
What?
I hate this game. I'm not even gonna lie.
Supreme returns.
Namaste.
You need to stop that
This
people
game is like Fortnite to me. Like it can be really fun, and then like you just get some experiences like this. Where like you're in competitive ranked, and your team is just ass. They don't know how to make a team apparently.
1 DPS is the most backward thing.
By the eye of Castle went down fighting. Out, dark magic.
Nicely.
Good ult. Over here, get over here. Nice.
Enemy in
Yeesh.
We're in. Oh my gosh, the group.
I missed every shot. I got potato aim. At once. Just one shot.
By the eye of Agamotto, I am strengthened.
Oof. Tried.
Got my shield up, but then I got immediately killed after I shield died.
Mortal pain is no match for the Sorcerer Supreme. I still want you.
I am ready to put on a show.
Oh, that's
Oh
rough.
my
That,
gosh. Oh, whoever's healing ult is on us right now.
that was me, but I wasn't expecting to get double, triple ulted there. I was like, oh, Groot's ulting, let me. And I popped it. And then they did 2 more ults, so.
Well, you saved me.
That's
from
right, though.
all
We
of
just. Oh, I died.
Oh.
I can't get you that far, buddy. You're not pushing that far as a tank.
Ah, I know. I just felt like I had a little hope for a second.
You did. You also had no one else with you. You were getting killed by yourself. If you had died, that would have been a waste.
I need assistance.
Nice. Just switch or switch. I'm gonna ult the second I can get off. If these 3 push, I'm gonna ult. Can I? Oh.
You stop them in their tracks. Chin up. I am ready to put on a show.
Nice.
They use that without.
Ready.
Oh my! She just got behind my shield. Dang it!
Us against the world is no match for the Sorcerers. I'm opening a portal.
Oh, that was bad. Portal.
Pentagram
Close.
by the eye of Agamotto.
What the hell is this portal?
Don't look at it.
I can't get through it.
What?
God damn it, Afton. What a great portal, buddy.
I got through it just
Jesus
fine. It was
Christ.
just only forward like 30 feet.
Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger.
Enemy in front of us.
Final 10 seconds. Chin up. You stop them in their tracks.
Oh, that was close.
The current score is 0-2-1. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion.
Good game.
Yep. No real one. It's not one with teammates quitting. Or Invisible Woman's getting 2,000 healing.
That was pretty bad. Not gonna lie, that kind of pissed me off, but it's okay. At least, you know, God loves you still.
You're the Sorcerer Supreme.
Got all I got going for me.
Yeah, about it.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion. The fate of many
Portal.
worlds is at stake. It is a mighty quest.
Observe.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Indeed.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
The occult threats to this world are many, and they grow stronger. Our enemies are near. Good medicine.
Nice.
Don't push that far.
Come back, come back, come back.
There's guys on the
After I saw
thing.
Mag was going, I'm coming back.
Point of portaling, you guys are gonna run off to get one guy.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Leave me, darkness. Enemy in front of us. Leave me, darkness.
Double KO. That's 3.
I am strengthened for battle.
Should I just stun them?
I am ready to put on a show.
Oh my gosh, this is Loki.
Nice.
I don't think we got a single kill off that, but
Armed and dangerous.
Dark magic.
Thanks so much. We're hurling.
Another one.
The Sorcerer Supreme returns. Heavy weapons.
Why are you putting a gun up back there?
Get that vehicle moving again.
I am
Hold still. I'm trying to help.
great. Okay. Nice.
I am ready to put on a show.
I'm alive. Oh, yep.
God
Nice.
damn it.
Stands off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
by the eye of Agamotto. By the eye of Agamotto.
Oh,
Here to
he Agamotto'd my Agamotto.
Interesting.
My eye.
doing this my way.
Our enemy has been spotted.
Friends, gather around.
Medicine. This feels empty.
Final score: 2, 2, 1.
Woohoo!
Another epic victory. Big win.
A bit more successful.
Alright. This is probably my last one.
Now to end off this super important Marvel Rivals stream.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need a top-notch
Oh, look,
team to
comfy
win this
pants.
one.
Nice. Fiend. Oh, cool. Time to get in my life.
Okay, which healer you want? I'm gonna pick one too.
What?
We are Cloak and Dagger. We are hope and fear.
A Lord Rocket.
Cool.
Only good things can come from that.
We know the real power of the light force.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Holy smokes.
Boing.
If Doom was a friend to mutants, but destroyed the timeline, what would you do?
I am the world weary to engage hypothetical Ziliana. The battle before us is enough.
Oops, that was an accident.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
I feel like friends have saved my life far more times than weapons. Even so, it's always nice to have you come together.
My time to shine.
I appreciate you.
Suffering the darkness.
There, I missed.
My time to shine. Just embrace the light. My time to shine.
This is real firepower!
We got a bad guy behind us. I don't know
Something
who
doesn't
or
feel
where.
right here. Take a nap. Yep. I appreciate you.
My time to shine.
I need assistance.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
I got what you need.
I feel like myself again.
Nice.
Oh, why did I hit him? There?
A boom of light us against the world.
Covering.
Us against the world. Armed and sacred. Assemble!
Forgot about the speed boost of that Captain America's all gives me. Oh my gosh.
My time to shine. A boom of light. All right, Ty. Now we really have to attack.
Fantastic!
I can't. Cool. I don't know why I was slow, but awesome.
I wasn't sure we'd get this chance again.
I love the revive station in our spawn. That's gonna be helpful.
This is real firepower!
Only 60 seconds left.
Here come the bad guys. Thanks.
Get that vehicle moving again.
second.
Against the world.
I didn't even know it.
With you. 10 seconds. The last team fighting until we have a winner. You're the only one.
Gonna win.
My life energy flows stronger.
Oh, what am I getting stuck on? I would like to know. Every time I get past that certain area, I get like, it slows me down or something. Oops. Some damage boosted now. Bro, we've had this. I feel like we should be moving.
I know. We've somehow stayed on it this entire time. I don't understand.
My time to shine.
Well,
Time has come.
gotta push. We need to push. Otherwise they're gonna stop us.
Oh my
Nice,
gosh.
that was close.
Keep up the momentum.
Oh, come on.
I don't know why you did that all by yourself out there.
Behold the god of thunder!
Yes.
Armed and dangerous!
Oh, against
Rough.
Bye.
Ah!
My time to shine.
Okay. At least won't get another again.
Against the world.
I'm gonna wait. Put mine out after his wiggle away. Alright, mine's going out.
Against the world.
Nice.
My time to shine. Goodbye. Ooh, a touch of cooling. Cleansed by chaos. Only 60 seconds left. Keep going.
Oh gosh.
She killed a person.
Yeah.
Stronger already.
More than last time. Single plane.
30 seconds. Just embrace the light.
Armed and dangerous!
Nice.
Ooh, whatever just did a bunch of damage. I heard it.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
Rocket. Stay on there, Rocket.
Just embrace the light.
Come on! That fucking squirrel girl was sitting next to him, and he's just started obliterating my butt cheeks. Bro, help me. God damn, you're a Lord Squirrel, please. No one else can help me. Literally, you're like one of the few people who can wreck it. Chill.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Raging Asian.
What?
That's one of their names.
Okay. Yeah, like you, fair enough. There's Med.
Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger. Woo! You go, girl!
Who is... What is that blue ball?
Only 60 seconds left. I need assistance. Don't let anything
I'm not
stand in
enjoying
your
this
way.
thing.
Behold the god of thunder!
Strong light and a shine. Glad to help. Us against the world. Us against the world. My time to shine. Glad to help.
Woohoo! I might have just cooked our Thor.
I.
Oh, fuck. That was a lot of damage.
Oh, come on, Scourge, she'll die. Oh my gosh.
The current score is 2-0. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. The right hero makes all the difference. We are Cloak and Dagger. We are hope and fear.
This is going great. I don't think I'm ever gonna play this game on live again.
What? Why?
Bro, I'm trying so hard not to crash out. Like right now it's fine, but those first two games,
That was horrible.
yeah, bro, I was losing my mind.
Sing with me.
I was fully tilted.
That Punisher almost just feels like rage bait. I just.
Bro came in, completely sucked, and then blamed it on us.
Played the whole game and blamed it on us.
Also, sorry for all my swears. I try to be family friendly, but when I play competitive multiplayer shooters, the worst of me comes out, I'm not gonna lie.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
Like I said,
3.
probably shouldn't play this live again, because this is not a good representation of what we represent on this channel. But, you guys said it, you needed it, emergency stream.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't
if
make-
had
we don't make the
choice,
rules.
this wouldn't have happened, but that's
Yeah.
just no choice. I'm just gonna.
Hold still. I'm trying to help. I am healed.
Oh my gosh.
Hold still. I'm trying to help.
Good job, Scott.
Us against the world.
Do it.
Yep, exactly what we needed.
I feel better with the amplifier. Oh my gosh, Thor. Dang, that must be brutal.
Glad to help.
Tried. I don't know why that Scarlet. An idiot.
I don't know why they're so far up either.
Trying to come up there, heal them. She gets shielded. She goes invisible because she's getting her butt cheeks handed to her, and she still goes forward, not backwards for some reason.
I don't think the Scarlet Witch knows that you can't be healed in that.
Alright, Ty. Now we really have to attack.
Whew, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Hey.
Against the world.
Wow.
My time to shine.
Loser.
Come on.
Ooh, that was a lag spike.
Just embrace the
Oh my gosh, I despise not being able to heal Scarlet Witch when she's invisible.
chance to stop them.
Oof. Yeah, that makes sense though.
Oh, it does, but I see the plus sign and I'm immediately like, oh, I got you, I got... Oh, wait. I, in fact, don't got you. Oh my gosh, that is the worst
Oh,
ever.
god damn. I meant to check the score and I accidentally pressed new spawns. Who switched? What was... What were they before? This thing...
No idea. Someone in the tank. Punisher? Do we have Punisher?
Maybe. Maybe for a second. I thought they switched though.
Just keep going.
Lights out.
My friends are here. My time to shine.
Lights out.
You stop them in their tracks.
Oh gosh. Alright.
My life energy flows stronger. Still, I'm trying to help. Glad to help.
The door behind us. Yeah, heck good.
Oh good god.
My time to shine.
Lights out.
Why is no one here? Why is it literally just me and a tank? That's not very helpful. Thank you guys for all your help.
They faded halfway. Stop them. Better stop that vehicle.
That's super not good. I don't know why everyone's just running away.
Squirrel girl ulting right there.
What?
Our Squirrel girl just ulted after you died and she was the only one that was forward.
There's still a chance to stop them.
Lights out.
Scarlet. Is that?
I don't know what she did. That was weird.
Ah,
Oh boy.
okay.
Doesn't matter.
That was planned, right? Yeah.
2,
Mhm.
2, 1.
Very cool.
Another epic victory! Big win!
Comfy pants.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, the best name. This is why I hate Rocket. That 47,000 healing was not felt as much as it was from another healer.
Yeah. Alright, well, sorry for crashing out, guys, but that's it. There you guys have it. Super important emergency stream. Hope everyone is
Yes, sir.
seeing the emergency because it was important.